Hi students, today we are going to learn a new lesson. Lesson 5, Seeds and Seeds. We know that about seeds. Different types of seeds are present in our surroundings. Like chana seeds, green gram, moong dal, then etc. like that. So in this lesson we learn about seeds, sprouted seeds, then how many days to take for sprouting a seed. So here an activity of Gopal. Gopal is like you. So Gopal was waiting for her cousins for enjoying their holidays with very fun. So he decided to make so many activities for enjoying their holidays. Then Gopal was waiting for his Mouse's family to visit them. Gopal was waiting for whom? Gopal was waiting for his Mouse's family to visit them. They will be coming to the next morning, the next day for their holidays. He was thinking about all the fun and nice food that he would have with his cousins. He always think about what we do. Our cousins are coming in the holidays. He think about the activities of fun and he think about the activities of fun and also the food that we eat together with their cousins. So at that time the Gopal's mother called out, Gopal, before you sleep, remember to soak 2 small bowls of chana. 2 small bowls of chana. She was going to his bow's house and would return only in the morning. What the mother do? The mother gave an activity for doing Gopal. Her mother going to her relative's house. So he only returned in the next morning. So what was the activity given to her mother, given to his mother to soak before going to sleep? Soak 2 small bowls of chana. Gopal is very interesting to soak 2 small bowls of chana. He is very happy and her mother told him he does not coming today. He return only in the morning. Then all of you listen. I will read. Gopal was waiting for his Mouse's family to visit them. They will be coming the next day for their holidays. Then Gopal was waiting for his Mouse's family to visit them. They will be coming the next day for their holidays. He was thinking about all the fun and nice food that he would have with his cousins. Just then his mother called out, Gopal, before you sleep, remember to soak 2 small bowls of chana. She was going to his bow's house and would return only in the morning. As he was soaking the chana, Gopal thought, how will 2 small bowls of this be enough for 8 persons? So he soaked another 2 bowls of chana. When his mother returned the next morning, she saw that the chana were overflowing from the vessel. How much did you soak? Asked his mother to Gopal. How did that happen? Wondered Gopal. Gopal was wondered how did it happen. I soaked extra 2 small bowls of chana, but in the next morning the chana is overflowing from the vessel. Gopal was wondered. Gopal was wondered. What Gopal do? His mother told him to soak 2 small balls of chana, but he think these 2 small balls of chana is not enough for 8%. Next morning, her cousins also coming, so it is not enough for not enough to eat both, enough to eat the 8%. So he think to make extra 2 small bowls of chana. The next morning, his mother come and see that the chana is overflowing from the vessel, and told him what did he do? I told you to soak 2 small bowls, but you do so many too much of chana to soak. The Gopal said that, mother, I saw 2 small bowls, extra 2 small bowls, but it become overflowing from the vessel. What happened? Overflowing from the vessel, what happened? Wondered Gopal. You soaked too much. Anyway, it is good. Anyway, it is good because the chana, the soaked chana is very healthy. Chopped chana is very healthy, so anyway it is good. Half of the soaked chana is made to cook and half of them to tied in a wet cloth for sprouting. Then and also some soaked chana is given to his own, because the doctor said to his own to eat the soaked or sprouted chana because it is very healthy. Then also all of you listen here. In your textbook page number 42, some questions about a Gopal's activity is given. So we discuss the questions. What things are soaked before cooking in your house? Why? What things are soaked before cooking in your house? In our house, soya bean, pulses, chana, moong, rajma, etc. are soaked before cooking because it is soaked, it is very smooth or softens and easier to grind. What things do you eat after sprouting? What things do you eat after sprouting? We eat chana and moong after sprouting. How are they sprouted? We can sprout the chana and moong seeds. First of all, we soak them with the water and tied with a wet cloth and hang it for sprout. It is very if we do like that, it will get more air and water for sprout. Then, how much time does it take for chana? Chana takes 36 to 48 hours for sprouting. Chana takes 36 to 48 hours, and moong takes 24 to 36 hours for sprouting. 24 to 36 hours to sprouting. Has the doctor or someone you know ever told you to eat sprouts? Why? Yes, the doctor has advised all of us to eat the sprouted seeds so that it is good for health. It is good for health. The sprouted seeds contains so many vitamins for our body. Next, another activity is given in your textbook. All of you listen. Do this and find out. Do you remember that in class 4 you did an activity with the seeds? Do you remember in the class 4 we do an activity? Then now try another one. First of all, take some chana. Take some chana and 3 bowls. First of all, take some chana and take 3 small bowls. Take 3 small bowls. Then first of all we take 5 number of chana. chana seeds in the first bowl. Chana seeds in the first bowl and fill the bowl with the water. Next, in the second bowl, we take the same number of chana. And keep the chana seeds in a wet cloth. Inside the bowl. Then in the third bowl, we take the same number of chana seeds. Okay, then cover the three bowls. And observe after 2 days what happened. What changes takes place in the 3 bowls. In your textbook, page number 43, a table is given about the observations, to write the observations. So, page number 43, a table is given for writing the observations about the activity we do. What was the activity? First of all, we take 3 bowls and some chana seeds. Some chana seeds. We take 5 number of chana seeds in the first bowl and fill the bowl with the water. And in the second bowl, we take the same number of chana seeds and keep the chana seeds in a wet cloth. And in the third bowl, we take the same number of chana seeds. It does not fill with the water. And we cover the 3 bowls. Then after 2 days, we observe what changes is happen in the 3 bowls. What changes will happen in the 3 bowls? In your textbook, a table is given to write the observations about the activity. The tables tells us about, in the first column, are the seeds getting air? In the first bowl, are the seeds getting air? In the first bowl, no, because it is closed with a, now it is all the 3 bowls. Now it is covered with the bowl is covered, so it does not get air. Then at the second, in the second bowl, does it get are the seeds getting air? Yes, the seeds get air. Then in the third bowl, the seeds get air? Yes. Okay. Are the seeds getting water? In the first bowl, are the seeds getting water? Yes, because in the first bowl is filled with the water. Are the seeds getting water in the second bowl? Yes, because it is kept in a wet cloth. Are the seeds getting water in the third bowl? No. Then, what changes did you see in the first bowl after 2 days? The chana have swelled. Then what happened in the second bowl? Chana have sprouted. All of you here it does not get the air, but here air and water is present. Here air is present, no water is present. So in the first bowl, the chana seeds become swelled. In the second bowl, the chana have sprouted. In the third bowl, no changes takes place. Then, how the seeds sprouted? In the first bowl, how the seeds sprouted? No. In the second bowl, the seeds become sprouted. And the third bowl, the seeds does not get Next, tell and write. Some questions are given in your textbook, page number 43. Tell and write. In which bowl did the seeds sprouted? The seeds sprouted only in bowl 2. Bowl 2 because it gets air and water. It gets air and water for sprouting. What difference did you see between this bowl and the other bowls? In the third bowl, it does not get air and water for sprouting. But in the first bowl, it does not get air, but it gets only water, so it becomes swelled. Why did Gopal's mother tie the chana in a damp cloth? Why did Gopal's mother tie the chana in a damp cloth? Because the seeds could get proper air and water to sprout. Why did the Gopal's mother tie the soaked chana into a wet cloth? Because it gets sprouted easily. Next, the sprouting time means here we do an activity with the chana and the 3 bowls. Here the sprouting time is changed with the temperature and the humidity of the weather. The temperature and the humidity of the weather. The sprouting time changes with the temperature and the humidity of the weather. The sprouting time changes with the humidity and the temperature and the humidity of the weather. Humidity and temperature of the weather. Temperature of the humidity and the temperature of the weather. Sprouting time means sprouting time changes with the humidity and the temperature of the weather. So here the first vessel does not get air, so it only get the water, so it is swelled. In the second vessel, it will get air and water because it is tied in a wet cloth, so it will get air and water, so it sprouted. In the third bowl, it does not get air and water, so it have no changes is occur in the third bowl. Okay, in the next page, when you split the whole, in the next page, look carefully at your sprouted chana and make its drawing. All of you do the activity in your home. First of all, take some chana seeds and soak the chana seeds and tie the chana seeds into a wet cloth and keep it for two more days. Then we can see that the chana becomes sprouted. Then you must draw the picture of sprouting seeds. You must draw the picture of sprouting seeds in your science notebook, in your EVS notebook. Okay, and send it to me. Next we learn here is a project given in your textbook. Plant your seeds. Take a clay pot. You must do in the project in your house. First of all, take a clay pot or a tin can with a wide mouth. First of all, take a clay pot or tin with a wide mouth. Okay. Then make a small hole at the bottom of the can. Take small holes at the bottom of the clay pot or can. Fill your can with the soil. Fill the pot or can with the soil. Fill the can or pot with the soil. Put 4 or 5 seeds of the same kind in the soil and press them gently. Then first of all take a clay pot or a can with a wide mouth and fill the clay pot or the can with the soil, and also make some holes at the bottom of the can, and take some same kind of seeds and press the seeds into the soil. Press the seeds into the soil gently. Then different groups can plant different kinds of seeds, such as we can plant seeds like mustard, then fenugreek, sesame, then coriander, etc. like that in the can. Then what you do? Name of, first of all you write in the back side of your EVS notebook. All of you do the project. First of all you do take a clay pot. First of all take a clay pot and make some holes at the bottom of the clay pot and fill the clay pot with the soil, and take some same kind of seeds like the sesame, fenugreek, mustard, coriander, green gram, etc. like that, and press the seeds, same kind of seeds into the soil we keep in the clay pot or can. Then what we do? Then take the back side of the EVS notebook and take a fresh page and write name of the seed. Write name of the seed. First write project, plant my seed. First give heading project, then project plant seeds. Plant my seeds. Okay. Then write name of the seed. Name of the seed. Name of the seed. Then the date on which you planted them. Next, the date on which you planted them. The date on which you planted them. Then next you must write the day you observe something coming out of the soil. Start filling the tape. Something coming out of the soil. The next the day you observe something. Then write the date on which sprout coming. Then these all things you must write in the back side of the EVS notebook. First of all, you must do take a clay pot. Take a clay pot or a can and make some holes at the bottom of the clay pot or can, and fill the pot with the soil, and take same kind of some seeds like mustard, coriander, sesame, fenugreek, etc. like that, and press the seeds gently into the soil. Then keep it aside, and next you do write the project. Write the heading project. Then plant my seeds. Next, name of the seed. If you plant the seed like mustard, then write here mustard. Then the date on which you planted them. If you plant the seed on 8, 9, 20, right here like that. Then the date on which sprouted coming, then 12, 9, 20, then you must write like that. Then in your textbook, in page a column is given, page number 44. Page number 44. First date. Put the date. Height of the plant. Then you must measure. First write the date. Date and you take a scale and measure the height of the plant in centimeter. Then number of leaves see. If you see one leaf, then write the number 1 here. Then any other change you observe in the plant, you must write the change in this column. Then you observe the 1, 2, 3, 4 days. 4 days, and you must write the changes here. Changes in the column. Okay, all of you understand, and do the project and send it to me. Once again, first of all, you take a clay pot. First of all, you take a clay pot or a can. Clay pot or a can, and make some holes at the bottom, and take some and fill the clay pot with soil, and take some seeds like mustard, sesame, fenugreek or coriander or green gram, and press the seed into the gently into the soil and keep it aside. Then you do take the back side of the EVS notebook and write project, plant my seeds. Then name of the seed. If you take mustard, write here mustard. If you take coriander, write here coriander. If you take fenugreek, write here fenugreek. Then the date on which you planted them. You write the date. Then next the date on which sprout coming. Then you must write anything coming from the seed. You must write the date of that day here. Then you draw a column. You draw a column in the balance portion, and the first column date. Then next height of the plant. Height of the plant. Number of height. Number of leaves, then any change, or you observe, then write here. Any change you observe, write here. Okay, all of you do these projects and then send it to me. Okay, next we move on to another activity. How long did it take for the plant to come out from the soil? If we plant a seed into the soil, how long did it take for the plant to come out from the soil? It will take for the plant to come out from the soil 2 to 3 days. 2 to 3 days taken for the plant to come out from the soil. What was the difference in the height of the plant on the first and second day? It is increased by half a centimeter. On the first day, it becomes point something centimeters, and the second day, it is increased by half a centimeter. On which day did the height of the plant increase the most? If we think on third day, the height of the plant increases the most. Did new leaves come out of the plant every day? Yes, every day new leaves come out of the plant. Was there any change in the stem of the plant? Yes, the stem become thicker and stronger each day passed by. Each day passed, the stem become thicker and stronger. Then the balance portion, some more questions are given. Which seeds took the most number of days for the stem to come out of the soil? Seeds of sesame. Sesame takes more number of days for the stem to come out of the soil. Then which seeds took the least days to come out of the soil? Which seeds took the least days to come out of the soil? Mustard seeds mustard seeds. Then which seeds did not grow at all? Why? mustard seeds require both water and air. If both are not present, the mustard seeds does not develop. Did anyone's plant dry up or turn yellow? Why did this happen? If we plant like this, then after sprouting, the seeds, the change of the color of the plant become changes. It become dry up or turn yellow. What happened to the plant? There was no proper water and air getting for the plant for their growth. Next, what would happen if the plants do not get water? It will get dried up. Next, what is inside the seed? What is inside the seed? Inside the seeds there exists a cotyledons and an embryo. What is present inside the seed? A cotyledon and an embryo. What is inside the seed? What is inside the seed? Inside the seed, a cotyledon and embryo is present. A cotyledon and embryo is present inside the seed. How does a big plant grow from a tiny seed? The seeds by absorbing water and air. Water and nutrients from the soil, it grows to be a big plant. It grows to be a big plant. How does a big plant grow from a seed? The seed absorb water and nutrients. Water and nutrients from soil and we grow to a big plant. Next page. What would happen if plants would walk? Draw a picture. Next step. If plants could walk, then the plant would produce nothing like for eating, shelter, and a major thing is oxygen. If a plant would walk, it does not get proper air, water and oxygen for their survival. Do some plants grow without seeds? Yes. There are few plants which grow without seeds. Some plants grow with the stems. If we plant some stems, etc., leaves, etc., like that, the plant become grow. Here in your textbook, page number 46, a plant which hunt. A plant which hunt. A hunting plant is given. That is pitcher plant. A hunting plant is pitcher plant. What is present inside the seed? Inside the seed, a cotyledon and an embryo is present. Then, if a big plant is grown up from a seed, yes. A big plant is grown from a seed because it absorbs water and nutrients from the soil and it become a big plant. And it become a big plant. Okay. Next, plants which hunt. Plants which hunt. Which plant is hunt? A hunter plant is pitcher plant. Pitcher plant. There are some plants which trap and eat frogs, insects and even mice. The pitcher plant is one such plant. The pitcher plant is a hunting plant. Which hunting plant is a pitcher plant. Pitcher plant is a hunting plant which the pitcher plant is one such plant. It is found in Australia. Pitcher plant is found in where? Australia. Australia, Indonesia and Meghalaya in India. Indonesia, Australia and Meghalaya. Then it has a pitcher-like shape and the mouth is covered by a leaf. It has a pitcher-like shape. It's a mug shape. It's a cup shape on the top of the pitcher plant and pitcher-like shape and the mouth is covered with a jug-like shape and the mouth is covered with a leaf. The plant has a special smell. That attracts the insects. To it. When the insects lands on the mouth of the plant, it gets trapped and cannot get out. If the insect is get inside the pitcher plant, the lid or the leaf become closed. The insects cannot get out. What a clever way to hunt. In this way, the pitcher plant hunt. We know that the pitcher plant is a hunting plant. The pitcher plant is seen on Indonesia, Meghalaya and Australia. Then the pitcher plant trap and eat insects, frogs and mice. And the pitcher plant has a pitcher-like structure, pitcher-like shape or the jug-like shape, and it has a lid on the top of the pitcher. So and also it has an ability. It has a special smell to attract the insects into it. If the insects travels near the pitcher plant by smelling the beautiful smell coming from the pitcher plant, and it trapped inside the plant and the cover or the lid become closed. The insects cannot get out. Okay. Then so many seeds. Next we learn about so many seeds. How many types of seeds can we collect? We can collect so many types of seeds from our surroundings. Where will you find them? Each of you should try to collect many different types of seeds you can. After that, put all the seed collections together. Now observe these seeds carefully. Their shapes, size, color, texture, smooth or roughness are not same for all seeds. It is different for different seeds. Okay, the color of green gram is not like the is not same of the color of moong dal. Okay, so like that the color, shape, texture, smoothness, roughness etc. are also different for different types of seeds. We can see different types of seeds from our surroundings, from our localities, but the shape, color, size, texture, smoothness, roughness etc. are different for different seeds. Here in your textbook, page number 47, a column is given, a table is given. Make a seed chart to put up in the class. You can start with a table like this. In this table, name of the seed. Name of the seed. Name of the seed. Then next color. Then shape. Color, shape. Then texture. Name of the seed, color, shape and texture is given. First, rajma is given. The color of rajma is reddish brown. Reddish brown. Shape of the rajma seed is like this. Like this. Its texture is smooth. If we touch the rajma seed, it becomes smooth. Then another example for the color, shape and texture of a seed is example papaya. Papaya. The color of the papaya seed is black. It is round in shape. Okay. Then texture. If we touch the seed of a papaya, it is rough. It is not smooth. It is rough. Like this, we can observe different types of seeds. Its color is different. Its shape is different. Its texture is different. Color is different. Shape is different, and texture is also different. Okay, name of the seed. First rajma, color reddish brown, then shape like this, texture is smooth. Then papaya, color of the seed is black, then shape, round in shape, then texture rough. If we touch the surface of the papaya seed, we feel rough. Next, did you keep any seed or soft and cumin in your list? Which was the smallest seed and which was the biggest seed in your collection? If we collect more seeds from our surroundings, so from our locality, we can see that the smallest seed is the cumin. Smallest seed is the cumin seed. The smallest seed is cumin, and the largest, biggest seed is mango. Biggest seed is mango. Smallest seed. If we collect some seeds like cumin, then sesame, fenugreek, mustard, etc. We can see that the smallest seed is the cumin. The largest seed is the mango. The mangoes. Okay. Next, make list of seeds that are used as spices in your home. Which seeds are used as spices in our home? Mustard, cumin, aniseed. Mustard, cumin, aniseed, etc. are used as spices in our home. Next, seeds of vegetables. Seeds of vegetables. Tomato, brinjal, lady's finger. Tomato, brinjal, lady's finger, pumpkin, etc. are seeds of vegetables. Seeds of fruits. Orange, apple, grapes, watermelon, etc. Light seeds. Light seeds means if we put the seeds into water, it becomes floating. Cumin, aniseed, etc. are light seeds. Seeds which are flat. Seeds which are flat in shape. Cumin, aniseed, sesame, rajma, etc. are flat in shape. Okay. All of you understand what we learned today? We learn about seeds and seeds. We learn about seeds and seeds. Then we learn about the activity of. We start this lesson from the activity of Gopal. What Gopal is do? Gopal soak 4 small bowls of green gram, and the next morning he wondered because the green gram is swelled and overflowing from the vessel. And what his mother do? His mother, half of the portion is used for cooking, and the other half is used for sprouting. Other half is used for sprouting. Then what we learned? We learned about sprouting. For sprouting a seed, what all factors are needed? Air, sun, air and water is needed for sprouting a seed. and if the time of sprouting is changed by temperature and humidity of the weather. These are things we learn in this we learn today. All of you read your text. If you have any doubt, ask me. Then all of you do your project in page number 44 and send it to me. Okay, thank you.